Well, back to the Russell chart. It's nothing weird about it. I read somewhere that most of the market gains over the past 50 years have gone from the overnight gaps. That's why swing trading is superior. Because there's so much price movement in the overnight gaps. Who wants to make a move? XP? Yeah, this thing broke out a couple of weeks ago from a very nice setup. Or actually had two decent setups. What was the other one? Shui? It's a bit of slower name, but yeah, it looked good yesterday. It's very slow though. How I know? I don't. I just know, it's based on experience. Like I see a good setup when I see a good setup. And for every good setup, there's 50 mediocre setups. You have to focus on the good setups. There's a lot of setups that look almost ready, but they're kind of not. You have to buy them right. It's like Mark Minervini says. It's not about buying them high or buying them low. You have to buy them just right, and it's so true. Well, Penn never broke out. It was setting up, but if it can reclaim VWAP, it could be a setup in a few days. W, yeah, it was a gap and crap. This is why you wait for the opening range highs, This thing, just crapped out of the gate. Again, let the stock tell you it wants to go up. There's no reason to sit there and, guess. Let the stock start breaking out. There's no reason to sit there and guess which one will break out. Oh, EMPH. I think I'm gonna get stopped out of this thing. Well, that solar, I think it's great. I think these things I hope they keep going for another 50% next week, these solars. It's a good thing. You're gonna be a millionaire because of me? Really? Really? That's great. That's exactly what I want to hear. GBTC, it wasn't a breakout setup. It's more of like an episodic pivot, what Stockbee calls them. Like when a whole sector is kind of, like breaking out of a range. Because this is not really a momentum trade. But when a whole sector starts breaking out, that could be a start of a move. EBAN, yeah, well, it's a crypto stock, right? So they broke out yesterday. So yeah, it could be nice. Yeah, the setup is good, and the sector started breaking out yesterday. So absolutely. NVAX is a great setup. It tried to break out yesterday, kind of pulled back a little bit. Now it's retrying. Not a great setup, but it's a hot sector, and it's a decent setup. It's surfing the 100-day. High ADR, hot sector, absolutely. This thing could go back to 150 in a flash if it gets momentum. Oh man, please Tesla, don't break out today. Please don't do anything. I just can't buy anything more. I probably need to size down a little bit before the close. Maybe I'll get rid of Nvidia or something slow. Or ESTC is a very slow one also, 3.6 ADR. Oh my god, Fastly! Ooh, I need to sell some more, I guess. Jesus Christ, this thing is straight up. Oh my god, what a mover. Buy them right and sit tight. Buy them right and sit tight. This is why you focus on the momentum leaders. This is what a momentum leader does, right? This was the entry right here, opening range highs, and this stay here. Just when it started breaking out of this range here, one of the leading stocks. Boom. I also have high hopes for Zoom. This is why you focus on the momentum, leaders, and not some random stocks that happen to have a good setup. Like there's, one of the main things in trading is get the randomness out of the equation. Like I pass on most setups. Like 80% of good setups I pass because I just don't, it's maybe some random stock in some random sector, or they may not be a momentum leader, or or maybe there's earnings coming up in a few days. Focus on the momentum leaders. Yeah, Livongo. Yeah, I hope this thing goes sideways a few more days. I would add to this thing if it breaks out. I'm already long it from this day here, but if it starts breaking out, I'll add to it. It has the look. I mean, this thing wants like 200. It feels like that. GP, yeah, it's a hot sector. Yeah, electric school buses, sure. The setup itself is maybe not the best, but it's a hot sector and has a lot of momentum. It's surfing the 50-day very nicely. Snow, yeah, it's kind of IPO flagging a little bit here. I have an alert set for it. I took a $50,000 loss on it the other day because it didn't go. Yeah, DraftKings, that's the reason I sold it yesterday. It's below the 20-day now. When the leading stocks start losing the key moving averages, you get out because it's telling you they're not as strong anymore, and now it's weak. Yeah. Yeah, that yeah, I still don't really like the setup very much, but like this breakout would be higher conviction if it had some kind of news. But it just looks very random. Alright, looks like things are continuing higher. I kind of wish I had put a little bit more of Zoom, but it's always a feeling I get when I buy a stock that goes straight up from entry. RKT, I don't see anything here. You need to review the YouTube video.